Hi, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Amanda.
and we are serving up
All that jam.
All That Jam, Quick Hit. Matt McDonald on Perpetual Groove.
So yeah, it was '01. I was in the Army. That's where Albert and I met. We were stationed at Fort Stewart. Brock and Adam had started the band in college when they met at Savannah College Art and Design, and they met in '97. So I think the band kind of started playing around probably late that year, or early '98, with a couple other guys that were students at SCAD as well at the time. Um, so yeah, when I got out in '02, Albert got out same time. We pretty much hit the ground running at that point, and you know, started cranking out albums and just doing the full time tour thing. We jumped right in pretty much
And
once we
then
got a
this
good commitment.
was Adam Perry was on bass and Brett Hinton was keyboards.
Yeah, Brett was playing keyboards. I only met Brett once, but they were, like I said, they were all students together at Savannah College Art SCAD.
Right.
And Joe Stickney was the drummer at the time. Joe would go on to play in some other bands like Bear in Heaven. He would go up to New York City after graduation and play with
Right.
some really cool bands up there. He was definitely up there when that whole Brooklyn scene was kind of blowing up in the early aughts.
Right. And
And
you guys were in Savannah,
yeah,
correct?
yeah,
Which famously is IRS records. A lot of those IRS records bands pop up, REM, B-52s. Any of that an influence on what you guys did?
when we came up to Athens, I think some of that started to seep in a little more. We moved to Athens in '06 because we were touring so much, and we were recording at that time at Tree Sound Studios in Atlanta a lot. We had done 2 records back to back there, and that was during that whole time frame. So when we came to Athens, I think more of that Athens sound, did creep into the songwriting just by osmosis. I think, being here. Um, but yeah, so we kept touring pretty heavy then, and I took a break from '08 to '11. I came back in '11, late '11, and then we all needed to take, the whole band needed to take a whole break from 13 to 15. Uh,
Right.
right, which was great. It was good for everyone to go do that sort of thing and get their personal lives kind of with no life without P Groove for a minute, because we were so young when we started doing it. So the since then, though, it's been great. Since 15, everyone's got the work life balance down to a science, I think, and it's been working out. Even through the pandemic, we managed to keep ourselves just the right kind of busy and engaged enough, um, to still feel engaged. So
Right. Is it strange? Was the pandemic strange being off the road on not on your own terms as it was in 2015?
it was because, like all best laid plans, we were planning on really hitting it hard again in 20 to support the album we put out in 2019. So we had I think a month of West Coast dates that were going to be in May of 20, that we're just now getting around to probably returning in January 24 for those dates. So it's we were able to navigate it financially as a band because we've been one for a long time, and we've had the same CPA since I think 2005 or six, and so we were ahead on all that sort of stuff, fortunately. But that's just because of how old we are as a band, and fortunately that business entity being that old too. So that side of it we were able to navigate pretty easily, um, all things considered. If we had been a much younger band, that hadn't, I think you had to be an entity for at least 5 years to receive assistance and stuff like that. So, fortunately, we were, set up already in that world.
You fit the criteria there.
Fortunately, as far as Uncle Sam was concerned, we were good to go. So,
I didn't realize that. That's interesting actually, because I can only imagine how many artists out there wouldn't have made that cut, and what that could have done for them.
well, and especially, I mean, being in Athens, you get a lot of younger bands that you see coming up through the ranks, and there's a lot of great bands that were here that aren't any longer because of the pandemic, no doubt. If you are enjoying All That Jam, please like and subscribe to our social media channels at All That Jam Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our website, allthatjampod.com. Make sure to sign up for our email list and tune in every week for new episodes.
Also, look for full interviews on our YouTube channel. And remember, stay beautiful, but don't stay underground too long.